Man sentenced to 2 years in prison for stealing solar lights. A 48-year-old man, Gary Canhai, was sentenced to 2 years in prison on Wednesday after pleading guilty to stealing 2 solar lights valued at $60,000. The sentence was handed down by Principal Magistrate Judy Latchman at the Georgetown Magistrates Court. The charge against Canhai stemmed from an incident on August 18, 2024, when 2 solar lights belonging to Bomesh Lal were discovered missing from a guard hut on his property. The theft was reported after the security guard arrived for work and noticed the lights were gone. An investigation led authorities to Canhai's residence on Thomas Street, where the stolen lights were recovered. Canhai, who is known to the police for similar offenses, has a history of theft-related convictions. In 2014, he was sentenced to 3 years in prison for a separate larceny charge. Upon being taken into custody at the Albertown police station, Canhai admitted to taking the lights, leading to his formal charge and subsequent court appearance. In court, Canhai openly confessed to the crime, leading to his 2-year prison sentence. Public health nurse found deceased in New Amsterdam hotel room. The Guyana police force is currently investigating the death of 63-year-old public health nurse, Winston Longford Ben, who was discovered unresponsive in a hotel room in New Amsterdam earlier today. At approximately 9:02 HRS, police officers responded to a report of a body found in a hotel on Main Street, New Amsterdam. Upon arrival, law enforcement officials located Ben's motionless body in room 238. Emergency medical services were called to the scene, where Ben was pronounced dead. The cause of death is under investigation and will be determined by a post-mortem examination. According to Holly Trim, a 38-year-old public health nurse and colleague of Ben, they both were attached to the Maternal and Child Health Department of the Ministry of Health. Trim noted that Ben had been recovering from dengue fever. The 2 health professionals had traveled to Burbus yesterday to conduct a supervisory visit to assess the management of the new HPV vaccine in various health facilities. This morning, at approximately 8:45 HRS, a 41-year-old driver from the Ministry of Health arrived at the hotel to transport Ben and Trim to quarantine for their scheduled visit. After receiving no response to repeated knocks on Ben's door, the driver forced entry, finding Ben unresponsive on the floor. The emergency medical team and the police were immediately notified. The investigation into Ben's death is ongoing. Further details will be released as they become available. Georgetown woman charged with murder following ex-boyfriend's death. 24-year-old Melissa David of New Market Street, North Cummingsburg, Georgetown, is now facing a murder charge after the death of her ex-boyfriend, Edmund Moses. David was initially charged with attempted murder following a May 22 incident in which she allegedly set Moses on fire during an argument. However, after Moses succumbed to his injuries on July 11, 2024, the charge was upgraded to murder. David appeared virtually before Magistrate Judy Latchman at the Georgetown Magistrates Court on Wednesday, where she was formally charged with murder. She was not required to plead to the indictable charge and has been remanded in custody until her next court appearance on September 18, 2024. The victim, Edmund Moses, 32, was a taxi driver residing in the same apartment building as David, though in separate units. The two had previously shared a relationship and have a child together. According to police reports, the incident occurred around 16:30 HRS on May 22, 2024. Moses had left his apartment, leaving behind $18,000 in his wallet. Upon his return at approximately 17:55 HRS, he noticed the money was missing and confronted David, who denied taking the cash. During the confrontation, David allegedly doused Moses with a liquid and ignited him with a lighter. Despite managing to extinguish the flames, Moses sustained severe burns to his chest, right hand, groin, and legs. He was immediately rushed to the Georgetown Public Hospital Corporation, GPHC, for treatment, but later succumbed to his injuries after nearly 2 months. David was arrested shortly after the incident and confessed to setting Moses on fire. She made her initial court appearance on May 24, 2024, before then acting Chief Magistrate Sherdell Isaacs Marcus, where she was first charged with attempted murder and remanded. The case remains under investigation as the legal process continues. Team Mohamed empowers single mother in Linden with new variety shop. In a heartwarming act of generosity, Mr. A. Mohamed of Team Mohamed's has helped transform the life of a young mother from Linden by providing her with the means to establish her own small business. 28-year-old philanthropic, a mother of 4 who has been working part-time to support her family, is now the proud owner of a variety shop, thanks to Mr. Mohamed's assistance. The newly established shop offers a range of groceries, snacks, beverages, and other essential items to the local community, providing a valuable service to residents. Ms. Menton expressed profound gratitude to Mr. Mohamed, acknowledging that without his support, her dream of owning a business would not have been possible. Mr. Mohamed personally traveled to Linden to officially hand over the shop to Ms. Menton. During the handover ceremony, he extended his best wishes to her, expressing confidence in her ability to grow the business and improve the lives of her family. This initiative reflects Team Mohamed's ongoing commitment to empowering individuals and fostering community development across Guyana. Man sentenced to 20 years in prison for fatal stabbing over cell phone dispute. Demerara, Guyana. In a significant ruling delivered by Justice Sherdel Isaacs Marcus at the Demerara High Court, Joshua O'Neill, a 31-year-old former resident of Gobandam, Friendship, East Bank Demerara, EBD, has been sentenced to 20 years in prison for the murder of 33-year-old Marlon Peters. The sentencing follows O'Neill's guilty plea to the charge of murder, a capital offense. Represented by attorney-at-law Ronald Bostwick, O'Neill will be required to serve a minimum of 15 years in prison before he becomes eligible for parole. His admission to the crime prompted Justice Isaacs Marcus to request a probation and prison report, alongside a psychiatric evaluation, to inform the sentencing decision. The prosecution in this case was led by State Counsel Alvaro Ramatar and State Counsel Marissa Edwards. The tragic incident took place on the night of May 9, 2020, at Gobandam, Friendship, EBD. According to eyewitness accounts, Peters was walking home at approximately 21:45 hours when he was confronted by O'Neill near a local shop. O'Neill accused Peters of stealing a cell phone while they were in the interior. When Peters attempted to leave, O'Neill attacked him from behind, stabbing him multiple times with a knife. Peters sustained severe injuries, including stab wounds to his right upper abdomen and right upper back. He was rushed to the Diamond Diagnostic Center, EBD, where he was pronounced dead upon arrival. Following the attack, O'Neill fled into nearby bushes. However, he later turned himself in at a police station on the west coast of Demerara, WCD, where he confessed to his involvement in the crime. The police subsequently recovered the murder weapon at the scene. 2 drivers arrested and charged following reckless driving incident caught on social media. 2 drivers involved in a reckless and dangerous driving incident, widely circulated on social media, have been arrested and are set to face charges. The incident involved a red Canter, #GAC1877, and a white hauler truck, #GAB849, both of which were seen driving in a manner that posed a significant danger to other road users. The police successfully tracked down and apprehended the drivers today, August 21, 2024. The drivers, identified as 30-year-old Jason Andres Dennis and 33-year-old Clive Richmond, were shown the video that had been circulating online. Both men admitted to being the drivers of the Canter and truck, respectively, on the day of the incident. The 2 vehicles involved in the reckless driving are now impounded at the station compound, and both drivers are currently in police custody. They will be charged with dangerous driving and are scheduled to appear in court tomorrow, August 22, 2024. The police remind the public that reckless driving endangers lives and will not be tolerated. They continue to urge all road users to exercise caution and adhere to traffic laws to ensure the safety of all. Fire devastates Coldingen Pillow Factory. Owner faces $50 million in losses. A devastating fire of unknown origin swept through a pillow factory in Coldingen, East Coast Demerara, on Wednesday morning, leaving the owner grappling with an estimated $50 million in losses. The blaze not only destroyed the factory but also consumed the businessman's adjacent home, several vehicle parts, and at least 1 truck that was parked in the compound. Eyewitnesses reported that the fire broke out between 9 a.m. and 10 a.m., quickly spreading from the factory to the nearby residents. A neighbor described the initial stages of the fire as a small blaze, but noted that the dark smoke, likely from the burning sponge materials, indicated a serious situation. "We saw a small fire like a garbage heap, but the smoke was very dark, maybe because of the sponge. It's a pillow factory," the neighbor recounted. As the flames intensified, nearby residents took action to prevent the fire from spreading to their homes. The owner of the factory, identified only as Azad, expressed his despair over the incident, revealing that the losses incurred are substantial, with damages estimated around $50 million. Local authorities are currently investigating the cause of the fire.